So we started a conversation. I don't know when it was, Diana. It was maybe 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. I don't know. Time's all weird right now, right? Where we were talking about, I think I did a post actually in our Facebook group about, that this sort of getting back to life, if you will, in whatever range that it's happening to people, for some people, it's really not the easiest thing. And that there's a lot going on emotionally, between anxiety, fear, overwhelmed, confusion, and just sort of the dis-ease of being out of practice, right? With sort of interacting with our friends. And I mean, honest to goodness, it's been so long with some people, I don't even remember the last time I saw them, or like where things kind of left off, if you will. So it's challenging. And Diana immediately connected to that need and was like, you know what, I know where to get some great information. I can put something together. And we all pounced on the idea. So that's what we're doing tonight, right? Talking about some actual solutions, ways to support getting reconnected. I love this: reconnect, reimagine, redefine, right? Getting ourselves back out into the world. And right now we're talking about it in relation to sort of what's happening, but when you think, there's always those times in our lives, even just going back to school each school year, or starting a new school or a new job, or entering, being introduced to someone's parents. I don't know, just there's so many ways, or starting a new chapter in your life, maybe, feeling brave enough to do something like that. So I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you have a lot of great stuff to cover. And thank you for jumping on this and offering to share what you have found to be such a great resource. So take it away, Miss Diana.
Okay, thank you so much. So this class is, based on blends that I looked into and found to be really useful, that, for reemergence. So like you said, reemergence can mean lots of things. It can mean being, single again. It can mean, lots of different things: working, changing your phase of life, dealing with this empty nest time, starting a new business, lots of things, because sometimes we're just kind of hanging back and just, sitting there, and we're not out in front of people. We're not out in the world, but the world is welcoming to us, and the world is excited to see what we're doing, and encouraging and loving. And if it isn't, then you need to cut those elements out of your world, and you can do that, no problem. So I am Diana Webb. My business is called Wellness is Essential. And these blends that we're going to be talking about are based on the formulations of Desiree Mangandog. And they come from her book and her social media, and lots of slides in here just filled with Desiree's actual slides from her Instagram page, probably, and Facebook as well. So they're really nice, really easy, and I'm not going to be getting super in depth with each one and discussing each oil and its meaning necessarily. I do have some of that information, but I don't have all of that information. But what I'm trying to do is fill your toolbox and get you to get your oils out. You have a bunch of oils, you can use them in a new way, and I'd like you to save this information for later so that it can support and help you. What I did was really put these things together and organize them in a way that makes sense and that helps you to put this together and use for your life. So next slide is emerging, right? So there's the lady in the cocoon. We're emerging from our safe cocoon, and that's happening right now in this time of change. And now is the time. So we're gonna emerge, become seen, recover, break out. We've been in a state of apprehension. We've been waiting. We've been on hold, and we've not been moving forward. And we're ready to leave that stage behind. We're ready to reemerge or just emerge for the first time in a different way. And part of us doesn't feel ready or doesn't feel confident. And we really need to help ourselves to get back out there. There are things that we need to let go of and give ourselves that care to build up, to be ready for getting back out there again. And this is your class, is your resource. And these oil blends and the diffuser blends and lots of ideas are here for using the oils you have in a new way. And I just put the intro to the class here on the front. And what I'm really talking about here is, you know, just that emotional flow. So we're gonna see that in the next slide. So here you go. When there is free flow, there is no pain. When there is no free flow, there is pain. And emotions are energy in motion. So if you're on a journey of wellness, looking at your emotional health is a must. The impact of emotion is something you encounter daily, and it affects your mind as well as your body. Emotions can influence your personal energy and bring you up and down. Resistance to pain can block that natural pattern of emotional flow. What is it? It is to understand, acknowledge, and experience your feelings. When you're in suppression, when you're in rumination, which means just going around in a circle over and over again, that blocks the natural process. That keeps you from living your highest purpose. And living in that state of emotional stagnation is just really blocking that flow of your energy and your essence. So the restoration of your emotional flow is key. And we're going to look into creating today a format to regain your emotional harmony and to give you a complete transformation of energy flow.
I like that. That sounds perfect.
That was part of my talk on the Tell the Truth Day. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Very true. I like the imagery too, and just being able to put it in those words. It's so helpful. Sometimes, you just don't even realize that that's what's happening until somebody shows it to you and you go, oh yeah, totally. I see that. You're right. You're right. So very cool.
That's perfect. That's a perfect thing to say right now, because what we're looking at is to see what applies to you, to really be truthful with yourself and to use it, because when you face those things and when you work through them, it's okay. You're going to survive it and you're going to be happier and doing better than ever once you're on the other side of that. So just keep going through it. It may feel hard at first, but you can do it. I believe in you. So change the feeling, change the thinking. Feeling stuck, feeling like you're stagnating. The emotions we feel are the fuel for thoughts that we generate. It's really difficult to change those thought patterns with that background of hopelessness, frustration, and shame. Those emotions that we feel are the soil of our garden, right? So if the soil is rich with nutrients and holds the proper moisture, then we have the conditions to support the healthy growth of plants, right? So it's the same as your body and your mind, right? And your energy that you hold as a being, as a living being. Does your emotional body sustain healthy thoughts or destructive ones? Is it vital? It is vital to be aware of the emotional and energetic environment that you're providing for yourself, right? You want to provide an environment for growth. So you don't want to provide an environment where everything just falls down and then begins rotting, right? You want it to grow. You want it to root in there and be happy and flower, right? So that's what we're doing here. So you just have to change your feeling if you want to change your thinking. And guess what? Essential oils are exactly what you need to power that, because they have amazing powers to change the frequency of your thoughts and to help you up level and feel better just, by sniffing them. It's amazing. Just get a whiff of it, it changes you and you're surprised. It interrupts old patterns and it really makes a different sense of thinking, a different pattern to all of those things. So here we go. We're launching into how we do this first. So here's the first thing that you need to do in order to both plant and also for yourself, right? For your own, like if you're doing a garden, what do? You have to clear it. You have to release the stuff that's bad, get rid of that stuff that's not healthy. And you need to, prepare the ground, right? You're preparing the ground. So how do you do that in an emotional sense, in an energetic sense for yourself? You have to release yourself and purge yourself from the past. So with this diffuser blend, you can clear the residue of the past and take the time to be thankful for the lessons, the shifts, the hardships, and pushing to your, growth, right? So sometimes you're pushed to the edge, and when that happens, you grow. So that's what that means, right? So we have to be ready to move forward into the future with clarity and with understanding and with that deep level of focus that surprises us, that helps us to go, wow, what was I doing before? I'm ready now. Look at this. This is so different for me. And it happens. It can happen like that. So what you can do is you can diffuse this, and you can also, if you do burn sage and you're interested in doing like smoke and clearing, you can also do that at the same time as you use this blend. And what I have done, because I have a lot of trouble with smoke and in my house everybody's like, no smoke, so so we carry our pilot diffuser around, just like Joan showed us that she always does. And it's so amazing with our essential oils diffusing in there, and you can really do that energetic cleansing, which is like amazing, right? Okay, so you're going to say this affirmation, okay, with the release yourself and purge from the past. I release all the energies of the past that no longer serve my highest good. Thank you for playing a part in my evolution. You may leave and break free from my field, and may the light of love shine through your darkness. So I will share all of this with you so that you guys can have this to keep. But yeah, I didn't put it on the slide. So yes, it's good to do an affirmation, because we really can tell the energy flow, what direction we want it to take, right? We can explain, here things are moving, things are going with that cypress that we talked about this morning, and and our tea tree that we got earlier in the week. We can really create just a wonderful new space for ourselves, right? And then we have this one, which is an anointing, the clear your space. What it is anointing, right? So that means applying directly to your body. So you're going to take your tea tree and you're going to apply it to the top of your head and the bottoms of your feet. Why? Because it's imperative to take care of your personal energetic space. Just like our bodies are exposed to threats from the outside, we can be exposed to energetic threats from others. From, there's like negative self-talk, there's like some kind of resistance going on, and they may not come from ourself or inside of us, right? They may come from other people's energy kind of just rubbing off on us and getting dumped on us by others because they don't know how to deal with their own energy. So they'll just dump it onto you, and they don't understand that that's harmful to other people, right? So you don't want to have that. You don't want to have that chi that is pathogenic. You want to have, your pure essence, who you are, right? So you can do this every day, and you can then you're free to work on your own issues, and you're clear, right? You're clear. So you just use this as a foundational practice. Tea tree is amazing for this. You can also use lemongrass and wintergreen. So lemongrass is also coming to us this week, and it's an amazing energy cleanser as well. And that detaches that chi that's not yours from your energetic field and helps you be bright, shiny, and clean. And then you can emanate your light and your love to the world because you're not dimmed by this, thing that's weighing you down. So it's a wonderful
Diana,
practice. Yes.
would you, I mean, my intuition is that this would be sort of a morning practice, maybe during a morning meditation or an affirmation. But is there a difference if doing it in the morning versus doing it at night before bed, or is it just kind of?
Not at all. It doesn't, I mean, I would do it more than once a day if you're out, because
Okay.
you're going to want to settle down for the evening with, feeling like you did your clearing, and that you're ready to kind of take care of you and be, just like when you come home from outside and you take a shower or something, you're going to want to do that as well. And tea tree is just amazing. Sometimes you feel yourself very out of sorts, and you can really, really cleanse a lot of negativity by that hands on. Right. So I will apply it to the crown of my head, the tea tree, or if I'm really, really having like those thoughts that are kind of looping and looping and looping, I will put it on the brain stem, on the very back of my, top of my neck, bottom of my hairline there. And it really does help to just stop that pattern from going on and on. And lemongrass at any time diffused is amazing for this as well. Or just apply it and smell it out of the palms of your hands. So yeah, it's very good. So we're going to go on to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think anytime that you feel that your space needs clearing, right? That's
anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Correct. Yes, that's exactly right. And you can feel it. You'll get a sense of it. Some people are more experienced with this because they've worked with energy, and they're more, in the sense of energy practitioners like yourself, Tammy, and other people who practice, their daily meditation and their yoga and all their different things. But it doesn't mean you can't learn it. It's easy to learn, and it's so simple. You have your tea tree that's coming to you with your BOGO box, and you're going to be like, woo, woo, feeling really great. So, yes. So now we're on slide 6, which is free yourself of low frequency thoughts. So, when you watch yourself being freed of these low frequency thoughts, you can really see a huge change in yourself, right? So are you ready to free your spirit? Do you want to live your greatest expression? Then you can do this layer by layer. So sometimes it's not all at once. You can see a great opening the very first time you do things, but sometimes you have layers, right? We all have experienced a lot of different things in our lives, and we're not always right there ready to deal with it in the moment. So we deal with what we can, and then we go back again, and we just try to do this maintenance in order to help ourselves to keep growing, to keep rising, right? So we want, even if we shift like 1% of like shame, if we shift 1% of this feeling of being victimized or blaming someone, that can give you a huge positive outcome that can free you like immensely, right? So you could show up to your relationships differently. You can show up to your spirituality, your career, and your internal peace and self-acceptance for, is just going to be different because you are facing these things and you have support. The essential oils support you in this, right? So when you begin to love and accept yourself and understand that you are loved and accepted by your creator, you don't have to do anything extra to earn this love. You just are. You have divine worth. You have divine beauty. Okay. So that's where you begin to create your miracles in your life. And it's just really such a wonderful platform to launch yourself from, right? So, you know, in our lives, sometimes we're operating on this autopilot of self-destruction, right? We have, like patterns that are bad, and it might be a thing that we do or eat or, experience over and over again. It might be a person, it might be a place, it might be a behavior, that we have, like we just give into our rage, or we give into, getting really sad and just being sad a lot, you know so that makes our vital essence and our light weaker, right? We don't have as much of a presence. We get ourselves dragged down in this pattern, right? So this is a blend that's called Break Up with Your Bad Habit. And this assists you in letting go of those destructive forces in your life, right? So you will experience a disgust for the habit when you go through this protocol, and you will be happy to part with this habit, right? So, you're not going to, vape anymore or smoke anymore if you really work on this, as a daily basis, and really with the intention that you want to let that go. It's not good for you. And but it's hard. It's really hard. So, you're going to feel more alive and more present, and you'll see that you're not checking out and trying to numb yourself. You're experiencing your life. So as you can see, this is a blend that you're going to put into a 5 ml dropper. And yes, it's a lot of oil. So when you top it off with the coconut oil, it might be fairly full. The little dropper might be fairly full, but we want this to be strong so that it really does support us and we got that energy working. And of course, you're going to take this, and use it as many times a day as you need, because those patterns come up and suddenly you realize, oh, I'm reaching for that again. I'm reaching for the bag of chips. I'm reaching for a chocolate bar, whatever it is, and I need to cool it, right? So, lemongrass and fennel are going to help you bring the disgust towards those things that are harmful to you. Then that helps you make an easy change. And then thyme, which is, as we know, is very antiviral and is very good for helping your immunity. It's going to help to clear. It's very strong, thyme is, as we know. And so it's really going to help you to clear that attachment and any kind of stubbornness that you have. Like if you're making excuses or you're telling yourself that I just can't do it, it's too hard, the thyme is going to get you cleaned up and say, no, sorry, buddy, that's not the way it's going to work. So eucalyptus and juniper berry are then the ones that raise us into that wellness, that longing for wellness, that wanting to come out of the darkness and reaching for the better. And then of course, green mandarin, which is just lovely, is going to harmonize the blend and just bring all of the elements together and just really help us to use it, right? Because we need it. We need to be able to accept it into our bodies and into our energy. So this is a super powerful blend. And yeah, you can do it. If you want to do it, you could do it. So this
Diane,
is a great tool.
you were saying into a 5 ml dropper. So is this going to be a roller ball, or are we dropping
Into
it
a 5 ml roller? Yeah.
Oh, a roller. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So we're rolling it at our pulse points up and in the crease of our
Yes.
elbow.
Right.
Brainstem and
You're
chest.
gonna want to roll it. Yeah, where it just depends on where you're feeling it, but
Okay.
you definitely want to put it on these wrist creases because it will distribute all over. But if you like kind of check in with your body, you'll feel the
Yeah.
need to grab it and put it in a certain place, like in this area, or on your head or on your temples or somewhere, and kind of distribute it through. The midline of the arm is great. The midline of the body is always great to get it all distributed throughout your system. So but when you can really smell it is here at the pulse points.
Mhm.
So this is a great place to just get started with that. And again, you do it like you do when we use the adaptive. You can even just put it, on your hands and just do a little diffuser and just take a minute. Sometimes you just need to take a minute, right? So yeah, it's a big one. It helps you to get out of that nosedive and to really just even out and be able to help yourself get to a level where you are now moving into progress as opposed to sinking lower, right? Okay.
That's amazing with those oils.
Yeah.
Lord, that must be
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful. So, okay. So we're still in this place. We're talking about all these things. We're opening up this book. We're able to understand that if you ignore problems, if you ignore things that are upsetting to you, and I'm not saying you need to like get yourself all worked up about everything and be miserable. Or wallow in something. I'm just saying that you can't ignore things that are nagging at you around the corner, of your life, that you can feel kind of in your peripheral energy field here that are there around you. You need to face them and you need to deal with them. Yes, PTSD, correct. I agree. That is a good example because it just comes back. We have many things that we are trying to deal with that will just suddenly come back, right? So Stephen King was quoted as saying that he didn't agree that time heals all wounds. So he didn't believe it's the passing of time that lessens the pain. In fact, he said, I see wounds remain for decades after the initial trauma. Instead, I love how Rose Kennedy said, the mind, in order to protect its sanity, covers it with scar tissue. So this is what we do as a human being because we can't necessarily stop, right? People are depending on us, and we can't necessarily just stop and be, in this space of being wounded, injured, right? But if we attend to our wound, and this means somebody hurts you or you end up getting hurt yourself by getting yourself into a situation, then if we attend to this wound properly, we can heal. We can have minimal scarring. We can, heal, even the deepest things, which are neglect, abandonment, rage, violation, hatred. We can do this. So a lot of us walk around with this scar tissue. We don't want to think about it. We keep that intensity back. We keep it away, because we feel like I can't go through the day carrying this thing with me, right? But it's still there. It's still there, and it does make us stiff in our movement. It does impede our healthy flow of, chi in our body and our spirit. It, ignoring, suppressing, denying, running away from pain is not the best approach, right? So when you hurt, you have to take it out for a little walk. You have to take it out for a write it down, journal it out, let it out of there. You don't have to keep that piece of paper. You can burn that paper. You could throw that paper away, rip it into a bunch of pieces if you want to. That's fine. But you do need to get that pain out, acknowledge it, accept it, get to know it, understand it, and listen to its cries. You've got to connect with it because you are going to see that once you do, you won't need that scar tissue to protect and dull you from that pain, because you dealt with it, because it has become resolved, it has been heard, it is able to move on, right? So this is a blend that is for internal peace. And again, it's a really super strong blend in a 5 ml. So if you feel like that's like too strong for you, have it, into a 5 ml, or double the size of your roller. You can do a 10 ml roller in order to, if you feel like it's just like, whoo, this is a lot, but I mean, it's a wonderful blend. And as you can see, there's a ton of oils in here that are just going to really help you to support you to feel safer, because myrrh and lemon eucalyptus and eucalyptus can really provide you with comfort, security, and loosen up that tightness in your chest. The juniper berry, the cardamom, and the wintergreen are going to help you to release that attachment to the outcome and not fret about those things that you can't do anything about, right? So that you can move forward in the things you can do, right? Then, of course, peppermint and helichrysum are going to soften your heart. They're going to help you release that buildup of resentment and irritability. And then, of course, frankincense is the harmonizer. It helps you to distribute that all around your body and get it to all the places and the organs and everything that you need to be nourished with this, that you need to be help loosen and free that stagnation. So you can roll it on and feel that calm. You can feel the presence of yourself, of calm and certainty amidst uncertainty. So it's a beautiful blend. And she developed this in the middle of all the bad things that were happening last summer that people were really afraid of. But really, when you look at it, there's so much healing to be had in this blend that can continue. It's not a one-time thing. You can definitely use this continue to use it, because it really is a safe place for you to land and to just feel better. So, and then we have another slide, just because we still are there. We all know we're still here, right? We're still in pain. As human beings, we feel this often, right? Physically and mentally. And, there's something that's always, going to be pulling us this way and that. So, but we have to realize that pain is the birthplace of growth, right? So it's an opportunity, because if you didn't feel pain, you wouldn't know what you needed to fight for. You wouldn't know what you needed to improve. You wouldn't be able to understand that there's a purpose to it. Yes, we all want to avoid it. We all want to suppress it. We all want to ignore it, but it's a gift. It helps us in transition, right? So it helps us to transition, because when you're feeling that, okay, I'm going this direction and I'm feeling this pain. I need to stop this. Let's turn this around. Let's change direction. Let's do something new, right? So you can get away from that by actually, dealing with it. By going through it, you can get away from it. Okay, so it also is here to give you insight into your design as a person, into your purpose. The fact that you can feel something is a gift, right? You can feel that. You could be hurt by something. That's a gift. That means you still have a tender, loving heart, right? So yeah, that's important. So we sometimes have a pattern of disharmony. We sometimes have to, look into this, and it's very revealing when we navigate and when we embrace our pain, right? So that helps us to grow. So your pain can often be something that you need to love, something that you need to really, embrace and accept before you can heal it really and truly. So here is a blend from the book I Am Fabulous. And this is an amazing blend. It is, again, very, very oil full. And, as I said, it's going to be very powerful, right? So it's called Out of Darkness, and it is a blend for hope. And so it's when you have completely lost hope and faith in a better life, when it feels like the world is against you, it helps you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it helps to give you this sense of hope that things are about to turn around. Life is going to turn into your favor, and you're going to, stop giving up and hiding out from the world and just look to the light again, right? So you're going to apply this over the heart, on the back of the neck, and on the inside of the wrists. So it's got, all these wonderful oils in it: bergamot, ginger, lemon, peppermint, juniper berry, frankincense, eucalyptus, clary sage, ylang ylang, and Siberian fir. So there's lots of elements in here that are to do with generational wisdom, with fear, with accepting yourself as a human being, and just really, being just loving to yourself, right? And wanting to be well, wanting to be safe. So so my little slide says, forget who hurt you yesterday, but don't forget those who love you every day. Forget that the past that made you cry, and focus on the present that makes you smile. Forget the pain, but, hold on to those lessons that you've learned, and see what you have gained from this, because it is the birthplace of growth. So you can come out of the darkness. You don't have to stay there. It is a place that you can travel through safely and come back out on the other side.
Mhm. This one feels like the perfect sort of that reemergence, or that kind of, coming all out, of our little cocoons that we've been in, and feeling really good and strong. Because I don't know that everyone would describe the past year as painful necessarily, but the results have been very similar to that, to a traumatic life event, or something where you've just kind of, closed yourself off, and now it's time to open up again. I really like this one for that. This one really hits home for me as sort of the carry with you, feel stronger, feel capable, blend. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Darkness.
Yeah, great way to put it. I agree. I think a lot of people kind of, wrap themselves in a lot of comforting things that led them to deny everything and to not take care of themselves. So
For sure.
we really need to come out of that space and really begin caring for ourselves again, and not be hiding out and just being like a wreck. I'm a wreck at home where nobody can see me. Let's not do that. Let's try to, come out and make the effort. You can do it. I believe that you can really do this. So the next slide is transformation. So transformation, as you can see, health is a practice, and that is emotional health as well as physical health. It's a journey, it's not a destination. And as a practice, it is a daily little things matter type of practice, right? So there's a season for change. We have major memorable moments in our life, sometimes, and we're just like, wow, this is a big deal. But really consistent, lasting transformation, lasting change comes from small, dedicated practices that occur over a long period of time. So even just a little bit at a time, we can turn our life into something completely different and something that we were really dreaming of having, right? So they can happen, in big increments, or they can happen in little ones, right? But you can be proud of the small changes, the little bits that count and that add up. It's like a compound interest, right? So you have to make this a habit. You need to focus on your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and your spiritual well-being. And you don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect on a day-to-day basis, but you can be committed to improvement, and little improvements lead to dramatic change. So, a lot of us have spent time really doing hard work over this time alone, at evaluating our lives and seeing that there's a lot of baggage I need to release. There's a lot of clutter I need to release. There's a lot of stuff in my life that is just not serving me. And it's like physical stuff, right? Or, I need to stop sitting on this chair and, get up and walk. I need to, have a stand-up desk. I need to, change this sedentary thing, because right away you start to feel that in your body, and you just are like, yeah, this isn't the job for me. A lot of people are changing their jobs. A lot of people are changing their relationships. Unfortunately, they had lived too long with something that they could not relate to, could not enjoy, could not put their best into. And, they really needed to just let it go, right? So now you're going to receive the next chapter of your life by using this wonderful diffuser blend. And I love this diffuser blend. It's really good. So, the way that you use a diffuser blend to create this kind of transformation, it's not a roller, but it is, an energetic, dosing of your space, and you can be there with it is better. But, even if you're not, you can still dose your space by leaving your diffuser on all day, and then you're still exposed to this, right? So this is bringing you, the grace, for yourself, giving yourself grace, giving yourself more space, getting all those little pieces and putting them into the right puzzle so that they look how they're supposed to look, right? They're going into the right place. They're creating a finished picture. And you're going to see that pathway open up, and, you're going to be ready to embrace this change and embrace the new in your life. So green mandarin really gets your heart excited to receive those blessings. So in the sense that, like, how wild orange is the oil of abundance, green mandarin is also there to help you see those blessings, receive that beauty. And Roman chamomile is going to help you with your inner guidance, because you're going to have to take new steps in order to transform. And then we have our tangerine and peppermint to create that feeling of grace and ease, because peppermint is, that oil for the buoyant heart. So your heart is waiting to loose those tethers and just rise, and joyfulness. So it doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be this giant thing. You can take it step by step. It just depends on the season in your life where you're at, right? So, or you can leap. You can leap. If you're ready to leap, get out there and leap.
I have to tell you, Diana, this is going to be my signature blend, because when you started in 2021, when the year started, I saw that picture of emergence with the butterfly, and that's my picture on Facebook. That's my picture. And my word for the year was transformation. So it's just amazing how this whole presentation has encompassed exactly what my goals are for 2021. So now I have my own signature blend. I can't wait to make it, and I'm gonna wear it. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Mhm.
know. It's so great to have all the oils and be able to make our
Wonderful.
fun things. So you can yeah, do this, like try to put it on your diffuser for, like, if you're going to do the diffuser, obviously you're going to add more drops. If you're going to make it into a roller blend, that, Tammy. So it's just like double or triple the drops, depending on the size of your roller. And then in the diffuser, just go ahead and try to keep it going all day. And as a roller, put it on when you feel like putting it on, right? And probably the sacral chakra is going to be a good place for this. So, all right, all over, everywhere.
Great.
Okay, now we have our physical practice kind of looking here, and this is acceptance blend and the root to rise. So sometimes we come to a place where we've got to stop trying to change the things we don't have control over. And especially when it comes to people. So if there's like something that you've just been absolutely, someone who you've been battling it out with, you cannot stop engaging in this conflict with them, but it's not good for either one of you, because neither of you are changing. You're not budging. You're just becoming much more entrenched in your space because you're being pushed. So you're just going to hang on tighter, right, to that. So what you need to do is to be able to accept who you are, accept who they are, and quit trying to force an outcome. You can find peace. You can have quiet. You can have flow. As you can see, there's the child pose. Acceptance is quiet. Acceptance is flow, right? So your energy can focus on things that do need to grow, things that do need to flourish, and you're not sitting there expending it, like trying to force this outcome that is just being resisted all the way, right? It's like that, physics, you're just getting just as much resistance as you are the push that you're putting in there. So, you need to realize that, because that can suck your soul when you're in a situation like that. So you sometimes want to just go ahead and get into the quiet acceptance and just validate that you can quiet down. You can let your things do not have to change. Even if the other person is very staunch and stubborn where they are, you don't have to live by that. You can live by the way that you want to live, and you don't have to change them, and you don't have to force anything. So this is probably really a great thing for people who are feeling so much of this, with relationships, jobs, things that they have, during this quiet time that they had to think about stuff, they realized, wow, this is just not working for me. And I have been just pushing and pushing and pushing, and they're pushing and pushing and pushing right back at me. Why am I doing this, right? So for this blend, This is again a roller blend, and you're gonna, it's for 5 mils, so it shows you all the different oils that you're gonna use. But really, you're gonna want to take this and apply up and down the midline of the abdomen and bottoms of the feet, and you're gonna do it kind of like a treatment for yourself. You're gonna do it 2 times a day for 3 weeks, and you're really going to think about this. Think about, am I trying to force an outcome? Am I trying to make something happen that's never going to happen, or stop something from happening that is already, going to happen, that there's nothing I can change? Yeah. So you have to know that, and you have to really come to that in that space, where you're gentle with yourself as well and loving to yourself. Okay, just see it clearly, with that in mind, that you're giving yourself that space, and that you're going to give yourself that grace to really find out, where am I at with this? A lot of times you already know where your heart is, but you can't let go of this like ideal. So sometimes you just have to let it go, and then it will flow through and really be okay. So then we also have on this other side the wonderful Root to Rise. So this is, again, the year that we're dealing with has been nudging us to be honest with ourselves, to have crucial conversations, to have purification of our energy and what we're doing, right? We want to have this garden grow. So we're going to rip out these weeds. We are going to let the beautiful flowers blossom. And this is going to help you to want to accept and stop fighting and resisting. And I mean, I love Indian sandalwood and cardamom. Cardamom is great for digesting things, right? For being able to take something and kind of break it down into and figure out what's going on there, and so that's really good. So you're going to root into your essence with this blend. And how you're going to do that is you're going to apply it across the lower abdomen and the heart space, like on the sternum between the breasts, 2 times a day. And you can do this for 2 to 6 weeks, depends on how you're feeling. You're going to keep checking in with yourself and seeing if you're feeling some movement there, if you're feeling like an effect of this. And if you feel like it's not enough, then you're going to keep going for longer, right? So you're going to start with 2 weeks. If it's not quite where you want to get to, then keep going. And I know these oils are amazing, right? So root into your essence before you put yourself out into the world with your contributions. You're going to be able to act with forethought instead of impulsivity, and find your footing, right? Because you want to root to rise. That means you're really finding your footing, right? You're going to get that reflection and the clarity of your inner world, and tune out the noise of the outer world, and be quiet, confident, and still inside of yourself. So this essence is going to be your foundation, right? And from this foundation, you will be expanding. You'll be expanding. So you'll root and then you'll rise, right? You're starting in that yin, in that quiet heart with the root. Then you move out into the yang of expanding and getting out there and really growing and showing what's happening with you. And so, yeah, these are wonderful blends to just get back into the world as well. What do you think?
I love that. That is amazing. That one. They're all so good. I like how there's a little bit of sort of like heal, support what is sort of the root of why, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the fear, all of that is coming into play. And then another tool that's going to help you move through that. I like this acceptance and then the route to rise. That's like a nice little, and each of these that you've talked about, it's like you don't have to do all of these, right? You pick the ones that resonate with you, and that's your journey for that period. Yeah, you'll be like, woo, you'll be drunk.
Yeah, no, you're not doing these all at once. This is like a menu, right? It's like a menu, and you're going to choose where you're at in figure out like, okay, this is going to help me. This is where I'm at. When you said that, or when I think of this, in my mind, I go, oh my gosh, I'm right there right now. And so that's what you're going to do. But if you're right there right now, that's when you're going to do it. But you can always save it, because we always change, and we're always, progressing, and, we're always, things come back up. That's how we are as humans.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny because some of them, like the I Am Safe blend, right? You might work with that for a while, and then you reach sort of this new level, if you will, right? And you think, oh, this is the greatest thing. I'm now at this new level, and this, you think you're, I don't know, fixed or better, or,
right,
that it's over, right? And then you move through life and you realize, oh, there was a deeper level still. And then you need to kind of go through that process again. But those same oils can help you with that same blend can help you with that next level, right? Into that. Like I've noticed that all of the I Am Fabulous, that it never ends. You're always cycling back to them. I shouldn't say it never ends to make it sound hopeless. It's actually really hopeful, because you have the tools to go through the whole journey, not just phase 1, right? Those same tools will help you through phase 2, phase 3, as you continue to grow and expand and develop and recognize and meet yourself and your needs, right? So really cool.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that is what you, you're going to be able to look in your life, look at yourself, and begin trusting. That's the thing, because what it does is it really just gives you that insight into who you are and where you're at in life and what you need. And when you start to recognize that is just, amazing, because you can really be there for yourself, and you can really, change what's going on with you to the point that you're suddenly, this like, wow, all of this stuff is like settling. It's not, really settling down. It's just you're settling into who you really are, and you're able to really express who you need to be right now in this time, and work with it, and not be feeling afraid, because you do have allies, you do have love, you do have, the divine support and the divine worth to, keep going, just keep going with this. So next we're gonna look at our 2 kind of last blends that that people are often, this is a place where people are at here in Reemergence as well. So these last 2 here are the Speak Your Truth and Trust Yourself. So the Speak Your Truth comes from the I Am Fabulous. And often we have lived in a place where we're doing a role, serving in a certain capacity that we feel is needed, that we feel is valued, but it may not be us, like really us, like who we want to be. And that doesn't serve those in your life for you to be small, for you to be something other than what you want to be, and what you really love, and what you really have as your truth, and what's really you, right? So this blend can serve 2 purposes. If you have like thoughts and opinions, and you're afraid that people are going to be offended by what you say and be hurt by what you say, and so you just keep that back. You need to realize that you can share the truth, because the ones who are your true-hearted friends and family that really, really love you, they're not going to be offended. They're going to want to see your true nature in the world. And of course, nobody is talking about anybody trying to do anything that's, you know, gross or wrong to others. This is like, you know, when you are like, say you're working at a restaurant, but you don't want to do that. You want to be a nurse or something. You know, that's the kind of truth. That's the kind of thing that you want to do. But also you have to, you know, you do have to speak of it. You have to speak. What's your passion? What's your dream? What's your calling? What's your purpose? You know, it can't come out of you unless you speak it and you're okay with it and you feel good about yourself, right? So this is one that you're going to apply to the throat. This is going to support that throat chakra, that expression of yourself, right? And you're going to do in the inside of the elbow crease and up and down the sternum. And this is, you know, for you to be able to just open up and say what your calling is. What is your thoughts? You know, I'm sorry. I think that, you know, I see you every day, and when we talk, you're saying you're very unhappy about this, and you've said it over and over again, and I just want you to know that I noticed that, and I love you, and I'd rather you be happy and be really going for what you want in life than to be telling me what you think I want to hear. Let's, you know, let's be open. Let's be able to actually support each other in this way as friends, right? So it's not speaking like truth, like, you know, well, I can't believe that this person, this and that, and they don't know how to do this and that. That's not it. It's all about you and what's inside of you and being able to express that and then move into living it. So this is super important, right? And then the trust yourself one is about, you know, opportunities that are presented to you, and you have to make a decision in this moment, right? You're going to be able to check in with yourself. So say you're thinking about making a career change, say you're thinking about going back to school, say you're thinking about, you know, well, it's empty nest time. Am I going to sell my house? What am I going to do? Right? Like, what is my plan? What do I see for the future? This trust yourself is going to help you to check in with your true alignment. What's right for you truly inside, and evaluate that. And this is a great one for really just realigning with yourself and your values, and really just understanding like, okay, I have a decision to make. What's my decision for what's best for my life, where I am right now, and not making a, you know, doing something out of fear or out of holding back, out of, you know, concern for someone else, because we're able to free each other if we can be free to live in our values, right? So we can free each other from that burden, because you may not know until you trust yourself. You may not know until you speak your truth that this person was thinking the same thing about you. You were thinking about them. Oh no, they're going to be so stressed out that they need me to stay here, and that whatever, and that their room needs to be here when they come home from whatever it is. They're going to be okay. They're, you know, they're going to be okay. And you are helping them instead of hindering them by not having that obligation there anymore. So you just have to look into those things and really, really, you know, check in truly with yourself and value that, your values and who you really are inside do not need to be swayed by worry and obligation for others, because truly they will be okay. They'll probably even be better. It'll be a great journey for both of you. So yeah, so this is yeah, I love these two.
Beautiful. Yeah. I also just love these images. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I know she made some great images, and I selected the ones that I just really thought went well together and really represented these what we're kind of going through, because I know I have transformed during the pandemic, myself a lot, and just realized a lot of things, and some things were not very fun to learn, but now I'm here, and I just see the world full of promise. I see my life full of promise. It's really a great time to get out there and do something, it
Absolutely.
really is. There's a sense of expansion all around us at this time, this beautiful summer, this, time of just, expanding ourselves and expanding, the good things that we can do in the world. It's here. Time is now.
Such an opportunity, right? To really get, especially with these tools, in your pocket, to be able to step into, kind of that life you've always wanted, or maybe you didn't even recognize was possible for yourself. It's really
Exactly
hard. It's hard, I know, to focus on it.
Who
but
doesn't love that blend, that trust yourself blend? Holy Moses. I mean, like
it
pink
sounds
pepper,
beautiful.
coriander, tangerine, grapefruit. Oh my gosh. Clary sage. It just sounds amazing. I just I want to hug it right now.
I'm kind of feeling that speak your truth, though. I mean, the idea of 8 drops of spearmint in anything has me already excited, because you know how much I love spearmint. And I love that it's the #1 ingredient in this blend, for all of its just incredible ability to help us to find and organize our thoughts, to be able to speak so clearly. But then you add in it that wintergreen. And then today we were just talking about cypress and the importance of cypress. And of course I'm loving the cardamom, and oh my God, this one is just, yeah, like I'm downright excited to make that one. I can't wait. I just can't wait. It's going to be hard for me not to eat it, but you can't. No, you can't, because of the wintergreen and arborvitae. Tammy, yeah, were you going to say something?
No, I was just saying I love all of her combinations. She always has something grounding and something soulful and something uplifting, so they're really good. And I also love how a lot of these are part of our BOGO box. There's some that we don't know about, but I can imagine some things coming up.
Yeah, there's some great things if you're watching this during BOGO week, which here we are, a 3rd week of July. Yeah, I'm very excited about some of the things that we're getting today. Alone, the cypress and that lemongrass and tea tree have popped up multiple times, right? It's just so cool. Yeah. Now, okay. So Diana, tell me this, and I don't know if you have this information in front of you, but if I'm going to make, say, this Speak Your Truth roller ball, do I need to be putting them in the bottle in a particular order? Is it the order that do I start with the helichrysum, or do I start with the spearmint?
You start with the spearmint, and that's going to be on the bottom of your bottle. But the reason that the way that she blends is she uses each of these with their energetic components in their specific amounts, and applied to specific areas of the body in order to create a blend that actually does all of the things, because where she's coming from is acupuncture, meridians, energetic meridians, traditional Chinese medicine, and understanding that when you blend herbs, she's just transferred her she just has like, I don't know how to explain
An
it. She just really
expansive
has
background.
a sense of each of these, and it's just so much more than what like she just really feels their energy, the
Mhm.
oils. And so when she blends them, she uses them, you know, in all of the different ways that you would when you're creating any kind of herbal Chinese medicine treatment. So you're going to try to, you know, make sure that this goes to each of the areas in the body that need it, that nourish it. So you're going to want to, you know, go through that process of clearing the blockage and then nourishing and setting in that new pattern and harmonizing and making sure that the pattern's going to continue, right? And then also replenishment, being able to replenish and kind of recover, because we get a little bit, you know, we get a little bit like, whoo, you know,
Yeah.
I've had to release this thing. Now I feel like, you know, so we have this replenishment. It's all just built right into that blend so that it's all just working together. And it's just amazing. It's amazing. That's why I when I first found this, I was just, you know, enraptured by it. And so I've just kept, you know, learning. And in fact, I have some classes that I'm going to be starting again and just, you know, refreshing, because I love the way this is going. It's amazing. So, and being exposed to that, uh, her energy and her knowledge and what she wants to do to heal the world and to help everyone is she's just very open about giving and wanting to share it, wanting
Yeah.
people to be better. So
Well, you're
now we have
definitely a part of that radiating out, because thank goodness you do all that and bring it to all of us. So you are our, you know, you're that arm of energy flowing, you know, you're doing that work too, is what I'm trying to say. So it's really appreciated,
I
especially because
love it.
you bring so much of your heart to it, and that really you know, it really, it is why I think I enjoy it so much, is
Oh
how
yeah,
you love it. It's contagious. I love these classes. Sorry, go ahead.
they're so fun. Okay, so oops, this got out of, did it get out of order? I'm missing one of my little people, my little um slides. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring it up. I'm gonna take down the presentation in just a second, and I'll show you the little slide afterwards. But so let me just skip that slide for now, and show you these joyful blends and ways that you can just, these are some more fun ways to kind of either create a roller ball for yourself or to do a diffuser. So I got this diffuser blend. That's a diffuser blend. So I'm going to do that to confidently reach and achieve a goal. You have this great pink paradise diffuser blend, which, ooh, doesn't that sound amazing? Pink pepper, green mandarin, grapefruit, Roman chamomile. It's going to take you to your happy place, right? That's what pink paradise is. And then upgrade. So like, say you're feeling, you know, like I need to just get inspired. I just am like in creation mode and I want to get inspired. So you are going to use this upgrade diffuser that's going to help you, you know, uplift your energy and provide you inspiration and joy. And I know people absolutely love Siberian fir, eucalyptus, and bergamot. And you know, it's just easy. 3 and 4 ingredients, right? And yes, some of them might not be common, but believe me, you're not going to regret getting green mandarin. You're going to love green mandarin. So, and really eucalyptus and lavender are something you probably just need to have in your little bathroom cabinet there, in your little repertoire to help you with so many other things, right? So, and then of course there's 2 roller blends, this blend to fully receive. And again, you may not be a huge fan of spikenard, but until you have tried her blends and the way that she puts them together, you do not know how they will affect you. And as I said, I've been using another one of her blends recently, which was the Summer Soul Work blend, and I just love it. I mean, it's been like, I can just tell that I need it. I put it on, often. And I just tried this Happy Heart blend today, and woohoo, it is beautiful. So
Is
as you
that
can see,
24?
I know, right?
Because
Because
they're touches, right? Is it because they're touches?
because it's a touch, yeah. I know, right? I know. I just, I hear you.
No, I mean, that's great. I was like, did you see me doing this? I'm trying to zoom. I'm like, is it too tough or is it 2.4? No, that actually says.
I know. So heart space and underarms. That's a heart acupuncture point. So that just really helps you to celebrate your magnificent life and just really make your heart happy. And oof, I tried it and I'm just like, it was transformative. I think I want to, use that. So I just did it, but I did it with like the roller. I just went ahead and because I was just trying to quick. So it's just like I just dabbed my finger with each of the geranium, the lavender and patchouli, and put it on, a little bit at a time. But I just did the rollers, and I just rolled. So it's lovely. So yeah. So these are just ones that you might enjoy. And again, I just want to say that if anyone is attending the class, is seeing the class, is feeling like overwhelmed because they don't have all the oils and oh my goodness, there's so many oils. I am here for you. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to make you a specific blend. I have been able to really help others that are even not in my area to get that blend shipped to them. And again, I just want to, so contact me. You can reach me there at my DianaWellnessIsEssential at gmail.com if you have any kind of questions or you need support with that, because I don't want you to miss out. If you really feel like there's something calling to you and you need it in your life, you shouldn't be denied that. I can help you. So just reach out. And this brilliant oil blending and application practice comes through the generosity of our talented oil leader, Desiree Mangandog. You can find her on most social media venues, and you can also just Google her name and get her great books too. She's got amazing books and she's coming out with a new one. I'm on the waiting list to get it like the first minute it comes out. It's called Elements of Emotion. And she's also speaking live at the doTERRA convention. So with this Elements of Emotion. So that's going to be amazing. If you can get out there in person, do so. You'll love it. So I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to find my other little exercise that I wanted to find, but I'm happy to hear what you think, or if you have any questions. Where is it?
This was fantastic. I really appreciate it. I love how you've pulled, together in sort of a cohesive manner, all of these, blends and support tools that we can put to work right away. And I did want to say too, I know that for a lot of people, and speaking from my own experience, sometimes, especially like that I Am Safe blend, right? Or those blends that, you can be concerned about triggers potentially, or you have concerns. A lot of people don't seek help because they don't want to have to do what is sort of the work behind in the reliving aspect or all of those types of things, and, fill in the blank for whatever that is. I really find that things like the I Am Safe or the roller balls they're not triggering as much as they are just empowering and supporting you to feel strong enough to work, to start that work, right?
Yes, yes, it's true. So she has addressed these concerns because people are like, I'm so worried about trying this because I don't want to, get back into a situation where I'm like feeling like I can't recover from this easily. I'm going to be taken down emotionally into a place where it's just very, hard to deal with. Yeah, or a dark place or something that's just very hard to work out of. And so that is not at all the level at which she blends. So she's always going to be blending things in a way that's super gentle and that's not going to create like really strong like push, to like get you like knocked off your feet where you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me, So I cannot find my little slide, but what it is, it's a little exercise and it's super easy. It's with petitgrain, right? So petitgrain is an amazing citrus tree oil. It's the leaves, right? Or is it the peel? I can't remember which is it. But the leaves, yeah. Okay. So so petitgrain is that, and it is just a really beautiful you can put it around, on your body, and it just creates a different energy for you. So it's just a very simple way to it's called Bliss Pop is what the little exercise is called, and I'm trying to find it on her Instagram right now, and it's taking me a little bit. But yeah, I had made a slide of it and I just loved it because it's just a really, really quick exercise that you can do and just like gets you kind of awakened and moving again when you're feeling a little bit like upset. And I also wanted to point out that she does periodically do energetic uplifting of everybody, where it's called it's a global heart connection, and it's a free session that she invites people to just kind of come in and just really work together to bring your energy into good energy into the world, between a big group of people. So the Bliss Pop is just a really fast little thing, and it helps you to get into flow. So say you're kind of like in a place where you need to be working with yourself or working with someone and doing something to kind of get yourself moving, right, to get your energy up. So what you're going to do is you're going to get out your cypress and you're going to put it on your throat. Right, so it's just a super quick application technique on the body with your essential oils. Then you get your wintergreen, you're going to put it on your head, right? And the petitgrain is going to go around the belly button. And then the pink pepper is going to go right here on your forehead on the third eye. And spikenard is going to go again on, oh, sorry, the wintergreen was on your heart, not on your head, on your heart. Then the spikenard is on the head. Sorry, so... So yes, it just really helps to kind of get, yourself into that zone, right? When you know you need you to be like on, this Bliss Pop exercise will really get you, to where you're like, okay, I got it together, right? And petitgrain is just a wonderful way to blast through any kind of challenges, and it's good like around the belly button because it really just helps you to get through obstacles, and it just keeps you moving, right? So I will share that slide when I share the whole exercise with you, the whole Canva slide deck. That will be in there, but I just wanted to share it with you verbally so that you know that, pettigrain it does really transform, and it's where you apply it, right? That belly button that's, giving you that, power in your power center to be able to, keep on pushing past those, challenges and to keep yourself going. So some days we need to do that. We just need a little boost.
I love my belly button for oils, especially like digestin. I've never tried pettigrain though. So I can imagine if it's anything like the digestin and how it radiates and just, oh, it's amazing. I'm going to totally try that. I love that. And it's like, you need that pop, that push, that go, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just need quick energy, right? You don't want an energy drink. You want like a natural, beautiful energy from essential oils.
Well, yeah, because you're creating it, yourself, like your body is there doing it. So it's just feeling good. And that's an amazing gift, right? This was so good, Diana. Tammy, do you have any questions or anything?
No, I just think it was a wonderful workshop, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to share it with my team because I think that we'll get a lot of benefit from it. So
Yeah, I'm excited to get busy making some new roller balls. I
yeah.
haven't made a good new roller ball set in a little bit, I'm excited to get creative and get busy on site. Now it's a matter of going back through and watching this again and deciding, where to start, right? So good. So reach out to Diana if you have any questions about this presentation. You can find, just like Diana said, all of Desiree Mangandog's information. She has a website just called DesireeMangandog, I think, .com. But you can find her on Instagram, Facebook. She's very generous and lovely with her workshops and her classes and her information, but by all means, get her books. I think her books are just so easy to work through. Some are just sort of like this, like recipe after recipe, really great information supporting that. And others are sort of like in a workbook, you're working through it format. So a little bit more personal journey style, right? She's just amazing. And then what else was I gonna say? Oh, if you need any of the roller balls, like let's say you're just getting started, you don't have all your oils yet. First off, get a BOGO box because that's very helpful for things like this. This is how most of us get our oil, like how we have the expansive collection, right? Is taking advantage of those things and our points and such. But reach out to Diana. She will help you. She's just wonderfully kind and generous in that way. So thank you, Miss Diana. This was another awesome workshop. And like Tammy said, I'm just so excited for people to get to, learn this information and have these tools. Oh, if only everyone had them, wouldn't the world be a better place?
Amen.
less wounded people walking around, right? Wounding, right? So thank you.
Bye.
Have a great night. Thank you so much, Diana.
Bye.
Bye.